Previously on the Kevin Lee vlog.
Alright, so I'm a little pissed. I get over to the barber shop and my barber's like, come back in 2 hours. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, I have stuff to do. Like, bruh. Alright, there you go. Like, new haircut. Really, really nice. Nice and fresh. Say hi. Say hi, mama. Say hi. Go out with Keith tonight. We're gonna go to a house party. It's one of our associates' birthdays, because I don't consider this person really a friend. I only hang out when I go to the club every once in a while, so I'm gonna go meet up with Keith, and then we're gonna go to the party. So the party last night was lame as I don't know what. Like, it was a total bust. So it was a house party, and I've been to many a house party. In fact, I actually been to a house party this person hosted last year, actually. I was trying to look for, like, the vlog itself, but I could not find it. I don't know if I even made a vlog about it, but whatever. But I went to, this person's party last year. They had a house party last year for their birthday. And this year, it was, like, so, like, I don't know if the party was whack itself, but I was, like, completely disinterested. And I guess that's something that came with age. Because, like, I looked up and I looked around, and well, first things first, no one was dancing. I mean, it's not like there was, like, a lot of room to dance anyway, but there was, like, really no one dancing. I'm sorry to say it, but the DJ was lackluster at best. And, like, everyone was, like in their own, like, little cliques, and, like, there was, like, no, like, mingling really going on. And then the people who weren't, like, in a clique, they were, like, on their phones the whole time. I'm like, is this what a party looks like now? Like, a house party looks like now in the year 2017? Like where's the socialization at? Like, another thing too, like I know I rarely address this on the vlog, because to me it's just part of who I am. It's not who I am. But I'm gay, right? And it was, a gay house party. And, like, there's always this thing where people are looking, mask for mask, or masculine guys for masculine guys, right? But at this party, like, people were, dressed the part. And, like, and I've seen, like, many of their, these people's profiles, like, on, apps like Jacked, Adam, Grindr, and any other social media, hookup app or social media app, whatever. And they all spew the same thing, like, I'm, masculine looking for another masculine guy. But here I'm at this party, and I'm looking at these, these guys who are supposed to be masculine, and they are, queening out or fagging out, or, like, acting contrary to what they are trying to portray. And I was just, like, so annoyed. I'm like, and I don't know why it bothered me. Like, I have no idea why it bothered me, but, like, it was, like, so annoying. And apparently it bothered Keith too, because, Keith and I, we, like, had, like, mind you, we're at this party, we're having an in-depth conversation about, like, all of this. And it just goes to show me, Keith made a really good point. He was like, this party is a bunch of late 20-somethings, 30-year-old people acting like, at least for one night, like teenagers, or trying to, like, reclaim some of their, their teenage youth. And it made me look around like, oh my god, like, yeah, like, I've known a lot of these people, well, not known, like, I've seen a lot of these people around, like, in the club scene, like, in the bar scene or whatever, for, like, years. And this is how, like, they acted, like, like, when we're in our early teens, in our 20s, like. And there was one conversation, like, that was happening in front of Keith and I, and I don't know why we paid so much attention to it, but the premise of the conversation was like, I guess a group of friends were, booking a trip somewhere. And one of the friends like was like, "Oh yeah, I paid my ticket or whatever." And the other guy like kind of blew up his spot, like, "Yeah, you didn't pay for anything. I paid for your ticket." And he had the receipts on his phone. And the thing was, he's like, "Yeah, but I got a job now." And I'm like, "Bro, like, you're a grown man. Like, how don't you have how don't you have stable employment?" Like, I mean, yeah, like, I work at Macy's. Like, I left Macy's and went to Zales. But I stayed... But, I can keep a job pretty much. Like, I worked for Macy's for 13 years straight. I know I had that really brief stint at Zales. But I can keep a job. And to me, like, that's, like, blue minds, like, in the gay community. It's like, you see that a lot. Like, you see, like, you see, like, the unemployment... You see a lot of unemployed, gays. Like, I don't understand why. I don't know if it's like, an education thing or what, but like, you see a lot of that going on. And to me, it's something that there's no reason for it. But what I noticed though is I see a lot of people, like, within the community that their priorities aren't together. Like, I mean, like me, like, okay, so I work, and I know I work a lot of hours, but what I do, like, I do my adulting thing, like, I pay my bills, make sure, the rent's paid, make sure my, phone bill's paid, like, my family, we're different, we do it collectively, like, we do everything collectively. But there are just some things that I'm just responsible solely for myself, like my phone, my car, my credit cards, like all that stuff is solely for me. That's solely my responsibility. We chip in together to, get the stuff for the house done, but that's us adulting and coming together as a unit. So I'm like, how can someone just not do what's necessary for their own survival? And that's, like, the one thing, like, I was, like, perplexed about, like, while I was at this party. It was, like, pretty much, like, a mixing bowl of, stereotypes. Like, there was, the typical, feminine bottom with the masculine top, the masculine-looking guy who was really, like, just, like, a fag queen or drag, whatever. It just made me realize, like, I no longer want to be part of that kind of atmosphere. Like, I guess that's just my personal growth as a person. Like, I guess as I've gotten older, like, I've experienced new and different things, and I'm like, this isn't it. Like, this definitely isn't it. Yeah, I have no idea where I was going with that, but that's how the party went. Yeah. I just realized, like, I say that, like, I'm such a New Yorker, like, I live here in New York, I love New York, but it made me realize, like, what's really keeping me here in New York? Like, I don't have a significant other, my family, they're off doing, they're off doing their own things. Like, what's really keeping me here in New York?